game. Again through Rodriguez. A long trailing boot of the defender. Denied him. Serizuela. La Torre. They really have to look for different options. Both sides. Although there have been chances, not better than that one that Borelli just couldn't convert a few moments ago, thanks to Marchesini. Looked like a push. The referee thought so too. Da Silva. He was playing basketball there. There seemed to be such a hesitation. Nobody knew quite what was happening. The referee did. He's been in pretty fair control of this match. So with half-time approaching, Serizuela whacks that free kick up towards the edge of the Boca Juniors penalty area, and they keep the move going through Higuain. Out as far as Rodriguez. One back by Enrique. And now it's Graziani. It really is a very, very poor ball indeed, and Graziani doesn't need any of us to tell him so. Well, it's difficult to apportion the half in terms of ascendancy. River Plate started quite well, then Boca Juniors came back at their throats with a couple of very good attempts. And here they are now ending the half on the attack. That was just outside the penalty area. And in any event, the referee says there was no foul on La Torre, who cannot believe it, looks to the heavens and all he sees is rain. It's there for all to see. Well, there have been penalty appeals at both ends, turned down by referee Calabria. So it's still Boca Juniors who've given as good as they've got in this half, without question. Trying through La Torre, but 0-0 it is. And the only winner at the moment is the weather. But they'll chase and they'll harry, and they'll make life very uncomfortable indeed for Enrique. And a little bit of an altercation there involving Giunta, quite unnecessary. And you got the feeling there that they were looking for a bit of bother. Zamora's got involved, needlessly so. And now the pushing and shoving game really does go on. Seems you can hardly have a match in Argentina without this sort of incident. The ball had been controlled there. There was nothing wrong with the challenge. That was just a good old-fashioned tussle. There was. And Giunta complained that he'd got an elbow in his face, I think, from Enrique, and went to say sorry if he'd done anything wrong. And now referee Calabria, for the first time in the game, has to have stern words. And yellow cards are shown to the two involved. Carlos Enrique and Giunta. One from River, the one from Boca. A yellow card apiece, and still the jostling continues. And Higuain walks away from it all, a shake of the head, and says, well, I can't understand it all. So the first bookings of the game. Otherwise, the temperaments have been in good check. Good header out of defence straight to Ponce, and an inviting one to chase in these conditions. And Comizzo suddenly appearing outside his penalty area to fly kick that ball into the crowd. Good job he got there. So the closing phases of the first half here in the River Plate Stadium, as Graziani goes down under Higuain's challenge. Spectacular fall as well by the little number 7 from Boca. But it was sufficient to impress the referee. And in fact, it's a goal. Yes, it is a free kick, surely. Gordillo will have to go another 7 or 8 yards back from there before Pons can deliver it with his left foot. Still he complains the opposition are too close. Marangoni, number 5, is holding hands. Well, I didn't know that he and Batista were so friendly. And indeed, the two captains are being called over by the referee. And I think he's saying, come on lads, it's nearly half-time, the conditions are appalling. Let's get on with the football and forget the animosity. And let Pons take the free kick. So slightly unnerving moments coming towards the half-time whistle for the home side. There is Pons' free kick. It was out by Batista. No one there though to carry the ball forward. And a rather wayward ball from Boca. So we're reaching the stage now where we anticipate it being scoreless at half-time. The game has not been dull. The quality of football has only suffered marginally because of the conditions. Good clearance from Enrique. And here come River Plate. Out on that far side is Zamora. Well, we've seen him get a goal or two. Not on that occasion though. And that's gone for a corner. So Boca getting themselves into a little bit of a web of trouble towards half-time. De Silva comes to take up his usual position inside the penalty area. And the ball is driven in, and again it was who came to meet it with full force. Couldn't keep the header down. The warning was there. He can certainly get on the end of these with his height, 6'2" of him again, and he bullets the header over. And River Plate are ending the half quite strongly. Here is Da Silva and Zamora offside. It's amazing they've managed to light those firecrackers with all this dampness around. Stafuzza. Stumbly ball forward though. And Batista has got them on the rampage once more. Charged off into the space, waiting for a return, and the flag ruined everything. And it's going to ruin everything here again. Well, at least they're consistent. And as we start to look at referee Calabria, that means it's close to half-time. With no goals in the River Plate Stadium between the home side and Boca Juniors. They're great rivals from across the city. Buenos Aires, of course, the home of so many famous names, Racing Club being another one. Tonight the emphasis very much on River Plate and Boca Juniors. We'll bring you the results of all the other matches being played in the Argentine First Division at the end of the programme. That's a good ball, and over on that far side it found Graziani. Marchesini plays it forward into the vacant space. And once more this referee played a good advantage there, but oh dear, trouble down there this time. Marangoni and Borrelli picking themselves up, but Da Silva has not been able to do so. And he really was the victim there of the first flying tackle that came in. But the referee played an advantage. Well, we can see here how he took the dive over the top of the defender's boot. Cachufo. Well, there's more sort of determination than anything else in all that, I think. But the referee saw it that way too. But it's still River Plate's free kick. Serizuela. And the dying moments of this first half here. The flick on is towards Graziani, who will not get round Serizuela. Safely shepherded back. Not quite sure whether Ponce is laughing or grimacing. Didn't do either very convincingly. Anyway, River Plate on the ball, and now Boca have won it again. De Silva back in the thick of it, sent sprawling once more. He's certainly tasted this turf a time or two tonight. The referee seems to be thoroughly enjoying it all. Of a chance because there's some space for Gordillo to deliver a good cross here, and there's Zamora! 1-0 River Plate, right on half-time, and it's that man Zamora again. Well, he knows how to milk the applause, and he knows the way to the net. The firecrackers sound in salute of River Plate's lead. Fine cross delivered by Gordillo, who got some space on that right-hand side. And I'm not sure whether Zamora actually met the header as well as he wanted. It flicked off the forehead, but was too good for Navarro Montoya. The ball's in the net. Zamora's nearly in the crowd. Lovely cross, delivered there by Gordillo, and the header did the rest. So on 45 minutes we have a goal, and it's gone to the home side, as you can probably gauge from the reaction of the crowd here. And that is a bit of a sickening blow for Boca Juniors, who've not been second best by any means in the half, but it looks as though they're going to turn round a goal behind, because the strike really has come right on half-time. Well, Zamora has scored in so many of our matches in Argentina soccer that it's not surprising it's his name that's gone on the score sheet first. If there'd been a sweepstake, his name would have come out pretty early on, I imagine, as the favourite to score the first goal. The play continues, so we're well into injury time being added on here in this first half in Buenos Aires. Ooh, the ball given away, and maybe a chance now as Graziani flings it across there, and up comes the supporting Simon, and a charge on again led by Gordillo. We'd not seen much of Gordillo, to be honest, raiding down that right touchline, but when he did do, it was to great effect. And well, the goalkeeper must put this one out. Ooh, he's carrying it on. Well, oh, this is brave. Oh, is it brave or is it mad? He's going to have to get back now. Loses a shin pad on the way. Well, that was rather reckless goalkeeping, if anything. See what he was going to gain by doing that. It wasn't as though it was the last minute of the match. Play goes on and on. Zamora this time can't hang on though, but Batista wins it back. There's a a smile beneath that rugged exterior. Still we play on with Corti. Hardly seen him. Another cross towards Da Silva. And they come away once more. Well, all I can think of is that referee Calabria is enjoying himself, otherwise we'd have had that half-time whistle. The stoppages really have only been for a couple of tickings off. One injury to Da Silva I can remember, not much else. But Boca still looking for an equaliser before the break. Oh, and he just stretches, and has he kept it in? Well, whether he did or not, the ball stuck in the goalkeeper's legs. Ponce managed to turn that ball back from right on the dead ball line. It's stuck in between Camitzo's legs, and so Boca still trail. It's a good header forward, and Ponce was onside, and again the rain just held things up, I think, on the turf. But a goal kick it is, and surely now River Plate are going to go to their dressing rooms, a goal to the good. They will be the happier of the two sides, as again we have another look at Senor Calabria. Still the play goes on, and there he raises the whistle to the lips, points to the dressing room. It's half-time here then, in the River Plate Stadium. There's the scoreline for you. Not much to separate the sides. That one goal scored by Zamora in the dying seconds of the half. So we look forward to having your company in that second half. It's River Plate 1, Boca Juniors. Welcome back to the River Plate Stadium. The teeming rains of Argentina coming down, but I hope not spoiling your enjoyment of this confrontation between two of the top sides here in Buenos Aires, River Plate and Boca Juniors, and it's River Plate who have the upper hand thanks to that very, very late first half goal from Zamora. We made it 45 minutes on our watches when his header flew into the Boca Juniors net. So that really has opened up the game in many ways, because the away side now attacking the goal to our left really do have to come out and attack the opposition, as they are doing straight away. And the man who got across there that time was Gordillo, the man who set up River Plate's goal. Headed on by Ponce this time, and a spirited reply straight away from Boca. The clearance going straight to Simon. Ball lifted back towards the River Plate goal, and they just can't get out of their own halves for the moment at the start of this second half. And that's a nice little ball through and touched on by Graziani, and here's a chance for an equaliser, and it's 1-1. What a start to the second half. Latorre is the scorer of the Boca Juniors equalising goal. Latorre is the name, and it's the name on the lips of all the fans here. A minute of the second half played, and it's the Boca fans who are celebrating. The ball laid forward, and it was taken on the knee almost by Graziani. He touched it through, and when it came back from that challenge there, Latorre was running in and gently slided it through. He really shredded the defence, and the ball nestles snugly in the River Plate net. So we've had two goals in 2 minutes of official time, but he really did manage to control it well, and it slithered through a body of a posse of defenders, went through all the bodies, and it's 1-1. Latorre the man. Well, we've got a cracker of a derby match now. It's come at the perfect time as that goal for Boca Juniors. They really needed an early response, having gone a goal behind at a bad psychological time just before the break. They've come back at the perfect psychological time themselves. So the onus is very much back on the home side. That was a bit of a rash tackle. from the goal scorer Zamora. And you saw Cachufo looking up rather quizzically at the referee. The ball is left by Marchesini, who had a very impressive first half for Boca. Cachufo none the worse for that Zamora challenge, taking the throw. Marchesini threading the ball through. The break again is on, but good intervention by Cachufo. Marangoni. I think these players have had a change of strip during the break, and who can blame them? Oh, that's a delightful pass through the middle there, but unfortunately for Boca, the linesman was alert. It was the right type of pass to be played in the circumstances, though. Did he go a touch too soon? Yes, he did. That angle showing you perfectly that the officials were right. Good push in the back, but Varelli continues to River Plate. The whistle had sounded in any event. Now Marangoni generally picks out colleagues with great efficiency. Did so again there, but they didn't get the right response. Here he is once more. An impressive game, the Boca captain. Indeed, he's had a very impressive season. Decides he can hobble on. Graziani is more than just a good player, he's also a very good leader of this Boca Juniors side. He settles them down, keeps them going, and Ferro pushing the back there on Enrique by rival number 8 Giunta. Free kick taken. And Higuain. That's Batista's ball through, and a very good turn, and plays kept going forward by Da Silva, and useful cross as well. And the goalkeeper, well, was very, very calm. I think he was almost too calm. Everything seemed to stop then. Just joining us, the game here in the River Plate Stadium in Buenos Aires in Argentina. It's River Plate and Boca Juniors, and it's a goal apiece. River Plate going ahead on the stroke of half-time with a header from Zamora, and Boca coming back right on the restart. A goal in the first 60 seconds of the second half, driven in delightfully by La Torre. Really has set the match up nicely for us. It's perfectly poised. Vast crowd here. The rain, which has absolutely been pelting down in the first half, seems to have relented just a little in the second. The Blessed deserve a break. A generally well-controlled match. There was just one little flare-up, which was not as bad as it looked, I didn't feel, just before half-time, but a couple of players did get booked. Carlos Enrique of River Plate and Giunta of Boca Juniors. He's a little too dilatory there. Well dealt with by Stafuzza. Now Pons. He's got all the South American skills. And really a 1-1 draw would be of little value to these two sides in their chase for the championship, with Independiente 2 points clear at the top. River Plate need a victory in their own stadium just to be snapping away at the heels of the league leaders. Boca down in 7th place need rather more than a point if they're going to show in the championship race. For the moment, Boca Juniors seem to be winning more of the midfield tussles. But the break is on maybe now. Enrique to Zamora. Zamora, whose goal really opened up this game, but he won't be too happy about that little cross. But Boca have really worked hard to get back into this match. It must have been a crushing blow to them to go behind so close to the half-time whistle. They've shown their resilience in coming straight back. Simon, a very tall centre-back, strokes the ball forward. Batista it was in his advanced position who met it on the fall. But, again, Boca have shown their resilience again here in coming forward. They have to dart really at the River Plate defence and try and catch them out. Certainly Rodriguez did enough to win a corner there. I think he fancied a free kick. But a corner it will be, and Ponce will wander over to that far side eventually to take it. He's got a ball to take it with. And again, a little bit of time wasting going on, perhaps on both sides. The danger is, of course, that they might both end up rather content with a 1-1 scoreline. There it is. A very strange punch out by Comitso. River Plate 1, Boca Juniors 1. The league leaders facing a game against the Estudiantes de La Plata, and as I told you in the first half, we will be bringing you all the results from the Argentine First Division at the end of the programme. Really, since La Torre's equaliser, neither side has had a shot on goal. Batista again stretches and does a good job in the heart of the defence for River Plate. Now they've got it away to Zamora. He always feels something might be on with this chap, but he notched it too far ahead of himself then. Two good pieces of defending. That was Stafuzza. Still no great animosity between the rivals. Still just the 2 goals to show for all the efforts. As Cachufo looks for someone. Well, that must be a free kick. Again, on Graciani. Ponce will take the ball on for Boca. Well controlled. Nice little knockback as well. A little touch inside was for La Torre. Ponce. It's Enrique it is who finally squeezes the ball away, but still not outside the River Plate half. And Marangoni decides to have a lie down. Stafuzza, hammer blow forward, and it really wanted a bit too much time. You can see that pass was going to be intercepted by Zamora, didn't do enough about it. It's a big clearance from Comitso. My word, it was all the way through to Navarro Montoya at the other end, so they're playing their own game, the 2 keepers. Well, they've certainly not had many saves to make in the match. So perhaps relishing a touch of the ball. It's a pretty unseasonal day. Nice flick forward from Marangoni and another one from Ponce. Now it's Comitso's turn. He gets very good distance, but Simon was in the way for that one. Stafuzza. Now the break is on down that right touchline. It fell kindly, but that one looks a little bit too long. Although he's coming up now is Marchesini. And when it was laid back, it was not quite into Giunta